Hey folks, this is Derek, or Leica101. Welcome back to my channel. I know what you're saying. Derek, why are you holding Game of Thrones, the complete first season? I'll tell you why. Simply because this is by far the greatest television series that I've seen that is a spin-off or a creation from a book. Specifically a fantasy series from George R.R. Martin's books A Song of Ice and Fire. So, why am I showing you this? Not simply to talk about Game of Thrones. That's simply not going to cut it. No, I'm showing you this because it relates to today's video. Today's video is going to be talking about game economics within an RPG setting. So, why am I talking about game economics? Simple. Everything, whether in a fantasy game, science fiction, whatever, real life, make-believe, no matter what, everything relates back to money. Money, money, money. Because everything has to be bought with money, or unless you're talking about a barter system. That's different. But we're talking about money. Now, specifically, let's focus in on Pathfinder. Pathfinder's system runs off copper, silver, gold, platinum. So what's listed, there's a conversion guide in the core rulebook, and that's how the currency works. There's different names for currency, depending on what region you're in and what nation you're currently in. So money is minted differently. However, what I find within all these supplements, with all the options out there, almost everything within the equipment is listed in gold pieces. Now, to me, this posed the question of why even have copper, silver, gold, and platinum if you're just simply going to list everything in gold pieces. So I got into a conversation with some of my fellow DMs and tried to figure out why that is. So we got into a talk about how money correlates to the overall message behind your system or your campaign setting. Let's take, for example, again, the Game of Thrones series. Now, for anybody who reads the books or has simply even watched the television show, you know that the majority of people, their currency that they receive is copper only. They will rarely in their life, if they're lucky, will they see a silver piece. Maybe if they're extremely, extremely lucky, they'll see a gold piece. Nobody, unless you're the king, will ever see a platinum, if there's even platinum in Game of Thrones. Now what this does is it immediately sets up an ideology about the world that there's a system in place that says, okay, with the majority of people only seeing copper, that's what is going to be minted more. There's going to be more copper pieces in the world than there's going to be silver, gold, and platinum. However, if you have the silver, gold, or platinum, your position within society is elevated. You are slightly above the norm. Now, that works for that system, creates a lower, the lower fantasy system, in a sense, because everyone is at a poor level. Now let's think about something different. Let's take a different archetype of genre, if you will, for role-playing. Let's talk about Star Wars. Within Star Wars, there is a simple credit system. The galactic credits is what is used. Now, I know there's going to be somebody out there saying, "Oh no, Derek, there's other systems. There's, this is what the Hutts use. This is what so-and-so uses." Let's keep it simple. The galactic credit is what is accepted. It acts as the gold piece. Credits, all the way around, just credits. Everybody gets credits. And people fluctuate between having like 10 credits to their name to 10,000 credits. Or 10 million credits. And immediately, what you've done is you've simplified everything down. Credits. That's what you've got. There's no copper, gold, silver, platinum, nothing. Just credits. Now, you also have games in fantasy settings, if we're keeping this fantasy, where the Elder Scrolls series, Oblivion, Skyrim, the entire world functions simply on gold pieces. and you accumulate this wealth. The point that I'm trying to get across is what you can do when you set up your economy, your world economy, in either your homemade setting or in a pre-published setting. The fact is that game economics and the economy should be an important factor to you. Personally, it's a recent discovery that I've made. Like I mentioned, Pathfinder has the convention of being a copper, silver, gold, and platinum system to the way they run their games, which would bear in mind, to me, Game of Thrones again. A system where the poor class only functions on copper. Therefore, it would be that the characters that you're playing would not be receiving gold pieces, being that they are only a common person, slightly above average maybe. Maybe they're getting silver pieces, as a level 1 character. However, you're still only slightly above normal. So to me, within Pathfinder, everything should be built on a copper-silver, not listed in gold pieces. So what I've decided personally for my campaign setting is to take on the Game of Thrones aspect, to really incorporate the copper, the silver, the gold, and the platinum, and make it really an adamant decision about what kind of money you're going to be receiving. So what I've decided to do is the daunting task of taking every piece of equipment that I can find in the core rulebook, in the Advanced Player's Guide, Ultimate Magic, Ultimate Combat, and anything else that I can find, any of the other books I decide to pull into my system, and take the equipment chapters, the mundane equipments, the swords, the shields, etc., the basic ones, and turn them from their gold piece value into either a silver or copper standard. Because let's face it, in a system that is built around having this economic value of having copper to platinum, why would everything be listed as gold? It doesn't make sense to me to have platinum all the way down to copper, but list everything in gold. What's the point of even having then the silver and copper? Now, I know what some of you are saying, Derek, there are several things that are listed within the core that are either in silver or copper. Why do you want to make this entire change if these things do exist? Because the grand total of items listed in copper or silver is probably around 20, and I'm being generous. Go through your books. You can probably prove me wrong because I'm not giving you an exact number, just spitballing. But the point is it's low. So why even bother as a DM or GM to give out copper or silver pieces when they're just going to sit there and be useless because everything's listed in gold? If you want your rewards, your economic value to make sense in a world that would be realistic, like our world, use it to its best advantages. I guess what I'm trying to say. If you don't want to have copper, silver, or platinum, don't have them. Simply run everything gold. Do exactly what Skyrim does. Do what Star Wars does. What Mass Effect. What I'm pretty sure Dragon Age does. I think. Don't quote me on that one. Or do what World of Warcraft does. Do what I'm trying to do. Speaking of the World of Warcraft example, it's the best way I could think of to discuss this point I'm trying to get across. For any of you that don't play World of Warcraft, their currency system is like that listed in Pathfinder. It takes 100 copper to make a silver, 100 silver to make a gold, and 100 gold to make a platinum. Or is it 10 gold? I can't remember. Anyway, point being is they have this wide diversity of currency. You start off, the items that you're receiving only get you copper pieces, or only worth copper pieces. When you hit that first silver piece, you feel special. When you hit 100 silver pieces and you make a gold, you feel even more special. When you hit that first platinum piece, you know you started to make money. So it charts this character growth from the poor standard to the higher standard of living. The point I'm trying to make with this is that game economics within a system, within a setting, can really sell your, what's the word I'm looking for? Really sell the realism to your setting, I suppose. What you're getting across is that money is important, that money has a value, that just like in our world where having a penny means nothing or next to nothing, whereas having, $10 when you're a kid feels awesome, or the fact that when you're rich you're using $100 bills, or just you're not even using cash anymore, you're using a credit card or a debit card, and you don't even care because how much money you have. However, what happens to me right now is my feeling with Pathfinder. It's just by having a gold value for everything, you're really depreciating the value or the meaning behind even including a silver and copper piece. So, like I said, I'm going to be attempting a monumental development for my setting and taking it in the way of Game of Thrones and trying to place value and growth behind getting copper, silver, gold pieces, and really making it so that way there is a deviation between that point where I'm buying mundane goods to, oh crap, I can afford a +4 longsword with, a 15 to 20 crit range with this and this, and +3 plate armor with all these other enchantments on it, instead of just, those are big landmarks to be sure. However, I feel that by changing the economic value for a system and making it actually worthwhile will increase that value even more. So, I know this has been a very crazy video about game economics. I hope I've covered it in an interesting enough way to spark some interest in people's thoughts about game economics and how they feel about the way that currency is handled in the game world. If I'm making no sense at all, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to clear it up. If I'm making any sense at all and you want to post a video about this as well, please go right ahead. I would look forward to hearing your comments, your reviews of this video, of your thoughts on this video, even your own videos on this topic, because this is something that I feel should be discussed and kind of gets swept under the rug because it's a minor thing to think about when you're thinking about your games and what kind of games you're running. But if you think about it and you really critique it, it can explode into this giant issue that you can deal with and make things more interesting for your campaign setting. So, this has been Derek, or Lycan101, talking about game economics. Hopefully it's made sense. If not, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.